Wow, such a beautiful location. There's literally hundreds of campsites here, places to camp, campfire rings all over the place, wide open vistas, many different areas to camp, and it's empty. What the heck is wrong? Me, I'm wrong. Well, this is an interesting old fire pit here. It's got the reflector stone down on this end. You'd build your fire here and then move the coals out into this area where you could have a grate go across the top, or a couple of iron bars or something to cook your food on off the coals, and you'd just push the coals over to this end. Well, it's hard to describe to you where we're at. Probably about 15 miles west-southwest of Caliente, Nevada, and just a random dirt road that we headed up. Man, it's a good thing we had four-wheel drive though, because, you know, pulling that little trailer, but it was a slight incline and sandy, and I was afraid we were going to get stuck. But we ended up at a really neat place back in here. We haven't decided if we're going to spend the night or not. Hey, you know, there's something I meant to tell you about. We used to travel, well, we've been traveling a long time, but what we used to do was, come about 5 o'clock in the evening, we'd start looking for a place to camp. And sometimes we would get skunked and we'd end up staying in a motel. And now there's so many people on the road camping this summer of 2020, late summer now. And we get into a campground now earlier, and then we see these people flying down the road, panicked, looking for a place to camp. We've seen that over the last 3 weeks we've been on the road. That's happening every night. Well, Linda and I were doing that before. We would look for a place to camp. Sorry about the wind noise in the mic. We would look for a place to camp starting at about 5, but then one day Linda got smart and she says, we need to be in camp by 5. And that's the way we've done it ever since. So starting around 2 in the afternoon or something like that, we start keeping our eyes open as we're traveling. And that's kind of what we're looking at now. We're deciding if we want to stay in this beautiful spot or if it's too early. Actually, it's only about noon here, so. But this is kind of a special place. We might stay, but I don't know. We'll see. If you get any closer than that, that thing is going to jump on you. You know that?
This isn't the jumping one.
It's not the jumping one?
No. It's real close to it, but they still spread by sticking onto you.
Nasty buggers.
Yeah, this one has the flowers inside.
Yeah. Well, we walked just another couple hundred feet up the little dirt road, and this looks like a pretty nice place up here. It's got shade and everything. Check this out. Well, I think I may have found an old habitation site. You know how Linda and I like to look for Native American habitation sites. I'll show you what first drew me to this one. First thing was this area in here. That's just big enough for a couple of people to get in and lay down. Of course, the ground is higher than it would have been. We've seen them like this before, but that's not what the first thing that caught my eye was. Let me show you. And understand, this is just all you know, possibilities. First thing that caught my eye was this area in the stone. This could have been used for grinding, you know, pinion nuts and things like that. This coloration here, this brownish coloration, tells me that it's not natural with the lava rock itself, or whatever this stone is. I think this is lava rock of some type, but this is a newer color. Newer meaning like within the last 1,000 years or so. I don't know. And then you see, then I looked up here and it just looked, you know, like that. Then I found this beautiful flake here, but I also found this broken arrowhead. You can see that. And all right here. I don't know. I just think it's all terribly interesting. Pretty cool stuff. Well, this morning when I got up and started the car, it was 32 degrees. And now we're almost down to Logandale, Nevada, and now it's 102 degrees. That's a 70-degree swing today. I'm not looking forward to camping at 102 degrees, but it's late in the day, so it'll cool off this evening. Wow, such a beautiful location. There's literally hundreds of campsites here. Campfire rings all over the place. Wide open vistas. Many different areas to camp. And it's empty. What the heck is wrong? Me, I'm wrong. It's 105 degrees. Nobody in their right mind camps here at 105 degrees, unless they got really good AC, which we don't have any of. Anyways, Linda and I are here just for the evening. A couple of hours, the sun will go down, and it'll be all right.
In the meantime, want a squirt?
Sure. Ooh, actually that feels good.
Yeah.
We'll live. So this is the overlook above Overton, Nevada, near Logandale, and just on the northern end of Lake Mead, which you can also camp all along the shoreline down there. A little hard to get right down to the water though. It's usually wherever you camp down there where I've been, it's been a long way down to the water. But anyways, this is referred to as Transient Ridge, Traveler's Roost, things like that. It is a beautiful location right on this edge of this cliff overlooking the valley below. Let me show you. All along here there's fire pits. Of course nobody would have a fire now, but they just dot the landscape because it's right on the edge of the overlook here. I'll try not to fall over the edge. But here you can see what I mean. It is a beautiful area. And town's just right there. They've got a good store, Maverick service station, a good ice cream parlor, Mexican food in town. This is actually a good place to come. But not in the summertime. This is a wintertime thing. Well, sometimes what you see isn't exactly what you get. We're in Cold Creek Campground, which is just, maybe 2 or 3 miles east of Cedar City, Utah on Highway 14. And even though it's a beautiful little camp spot situated down here along the creek itself, it's extremely noisy. Oh man, this is Saturday morning, so it's not as bad as it could be. Highway 14 goes from Cedar City over to Bryce Canyon, Zion, Canyonlands. This is a busy route. But luckily for us, it quieted down after about 10 p.m. last night, and we were able to get a good night's sleep. But anyways, even though it's a nice little, pretty little campground, it's extremely noisy. Have you all ever seen this directory? We got this after we lost our brakes going down Target Pass one time. So, but this talks about Highway 14. You can look it up here. What it does is it tells you what the highways are like, what the passes are like. This is Mountain Directory West, and price on this was $17 when we bought it. These are the states it covers, and it is worth the money, especially if you're getting ready to haul a fifth wheeler up over some mountain pass that you're not familiar with. For example, I just mentioned Highway 14, and it says here that warning signs for this road include 8% grades, 25 mile an hour curves, not recommended semi-trucks. I would think that would mean also not recommended for huge fifth wheelers. Just telling you guys, you need to be careful. 10,000 foot summit may be impassable in winter months. And then it talks about what it's like going westbound, what it's like if you're going eastbound, what the grades are like, how long the grades are, what the curves are like. This is an invaluable book. It may save your bacon. Last night we had the decision of camping here in this little noisy campground or going further up. It is beautiful up at Cedar Breaks, Strawberry Peak area, up here on Highway 14. Absolutely beautiful. We just came down through here a few months ago. So it was late. It was like 6:30, and we just wanted a quick campsite just for an overnight, which is what we did. Further up, it's absolutely beautiful.
Didn't it look? If you just glance at it, it looks like a bear coming at you.
It did, but it's a big broad stump.
Yeah, you should just do a pan and do
yeah,
a real quick one. Anyway, back to.
Well, sometimes the campsites you find are cool and serene, and sometimes you go to you go a little too far south. You know, our air conditioning it's a compass, and when it gets too hot, we just turn around and go north.
This is our air conditioning.
Which is what we did in this case. Logandale was, of course, in Overton area. Lake Mead are beautiful, not during the hot months. But we just wanted to, we had gotten too chilly the night before, and we just wanted to warm up. We did. And
we used to buy shave ice from this little store in Overton.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's partially why I wanted to go there, but they're no longer there. So,
right. But the ice cream shop in Overton is still open.
Right. Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
And sometimes your campsites are just for a night because you need a place to sleep. Anyways, if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. See you around.
Bye.
I don't have a Sasquatch camera with a blurry lens, but how was that? Did you see it?